What we got here? What's up, Shady? Bugsy, Crispy, Joe? Got an early start today. Got a little work I want to get done. Well, that and all my damn shop rags. I guess me had used them up. I mean, technically they're his shop rags, but you know what I mean. Ah, but he did leave me some paper towels. He's gonna regret that. Hope y'all having a good morning. Hope I have a good morning. I got a bunch of little odds and ends to do today. No real heavy work. I do got a knife I'm a little excited about. I got to get ground up here pretty soon. Or help with. This is Meathead's first knife. He designed it, drew it up, cut it out, drilled it, heat treated it, all the things. So we're gonna get that one. And that's 3/16 Pro Cut. It's a beefy bastard. I'll be putting that one up for sale when it's done. Pretty cool looking knife. I think it ought to cost double just because Meathead had something to do with it. I feared he'd want to keep it being his first one, but he told me to put it on the market, so I'm gonna. Now I'm just getting a set of scales taped up so I can get them drilled and shaped, all that good stuff. It's for a local customer. I'm just putting two-sided tape on there, which is not wanting to stick at all. I don't know what the hell the problem is. This stuff usually, this Gorilla Glue two-sided tape, it usually sticks to every damn thing. It didn't stick to that. Let's try it again. We'll get a new piece. I may have stuck it on there before I gave that alcohol a chance to completely evaporate. Hello, Uncle. Hello. I'm not aware I'm your uncle, but I can be your uncle if that's what you need. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. This shit sure ain't wanting to stick, though. I've literally had to pry scales apart after taping them together with this stuff. I ain't never had an issue with it not sticking. If you've ever used Gorilla Glue two-sided tape, you'll know what I mean. This shit's damn near permanent once you put it on. We are making knives. I've got this one already ground. I'm getting the fixing to drill the handles. These are scales I made myself. But I got to get my pinholes drilled in the handles and get it rough shaped. Right this second, we're just drilling some holes. That's why I tape that blank on there to hold it in place while I drill my 2-pin holes and my lanyard hole. The rest of these holes, like these 2 up top, this one in the middle, this one down here, that's just for the epoxy to pass through. So I know I get a good strong bond. Now, because of the temperatures in the shop, I have to take these home to epoxy them up because I need to make sure the temperature doesn't drop below 70 degrees while that's curing. That's a got a pretty grind on it though, man. Look at that. It's weird. This is a knife I really never even considered making. It was never on my list of things I wanted to make. And I made one. And it's been super popular. So I'm making more. You don't ever want to fight your customer based on what they want. If they want something, you make it. It's actually warm enough in here now. If I can find my epoxy, I can epoxy that up, clamp it, and take it home with me when I leave. Maybe I don't have any epoxy here. I thought I had some. Maybe I don't. I probably got 10 tubes here, in all honesty, and just don't know where they're at. I lose more shit than anybody I know. I got these I poured just kind of experimental. I'm gonna take a minute to grind into this and see what it looks like. When you pour scales like this, this is not always a direct reflection of what it looks like on the inside. I don't think I'm liking it so far. Let's put a little shine on it and see what it looks like. There's black carbon fiber in that as well, but I don't think it just looks, it don't look like carbon fiber flakes. It just looks black and muddy, so. Guess that was a failed experiment. This is some new stuff I've been doing. That's the scales. Well, I just did a piece of that on that knife, so. Still got a bunch to do. Got to get these mopped up on another one. I'm way behind on orders, guys. Those of you who know me know I haven't been able to be very productive lately. I don't know how productive I'm going to be able to be today. I can't stand for very long at a time. That sucks. But I'm going to do what I can while I'm here. Let me grab another blanket. I bet the reason that tape's not sticking, I thought I'd done something about it, but this Pro Cut is not a stainless steel. So as I get them ground and I lay them on the table, I lay them in a puddle of oil. Because I don't know how long it's going to be before I get back over here. And I don't want to walk into a table full of rusty knives. So, and Pro Cut doesn't really rust like that. It patinas. I kind of like it. It gets kind of a bluish patina, which is my favorite kind. But I didn't want it doing all that involuntarily, if that makes any sense. So I soaked them in oil. And I bet that's why my tape's not sticking. I cleaned it with alcohol, but maybe I didn't do it good enough. We're going to try it again. I used to buy fuel alcohol for cleaning all this stuff. Man, that shit's $20 a gallon. I can buy this 97% at Dollar General for like $3 for a bottle. It's not a gallon, but still. I don't know that fuel alcohol is any better. I think it's the damn blind. I can't even read chat anymore without glasses. Oh, let's see what you guys are up to. That's why I don't and won't do special orders. Yeah. So what you're saying, Dom, is you just make a knife and you put it out there. That way you don't have to worry about people waiting on you. I'm assuming that's what you're saying. And that's if that's what you're getting at, that's probably a pretty good idea. But you said special orders, so maybe I'm talking about a different thing. What happened to my teeth? I had to have heart surgery. And come to find out, I had been so long with poor circulation. And when you have heart issues, one of the first things that loses blood flow is your jawline. So my gum line lost circulation. I'm going to lose all my teeth because of it. But I appreciate you pointing it out. But I'm not embarrassed by it. I'm just glad to be alive. I take that back. I'm a little embarrassed by it, but I don't let it bother me. What's weird is I've got a couple that aren't even real. I got knocked out while I was in the Navy. And they had to rebuild them with porcelain. And I still got them. Those hadn't fell out yet. There's no point in trying to do anything about it at the moment because, like I said, I'm going to lose them all. So if I had the money, I'd just go get them all pulled right now. Just get dentures and be done with it. Hell, I'm 54. I don't care anymore. But I don't have the money to do that, so I'm having to play the waiting game. Let them come out one at a time on their own before I can get anything done about it. Now, that's what's going to be weird when I show back up on here one day and I've got all my teeth. Everybody's going to be like, what the hell? There ain't going to be no hiding that I had work done. I didn't even go live for a long time after I lost my front teeth. I was, man, I was so embarrassed by it. I've gotten over that. Somebody was telling me here a while back, because I dipped too. But even my dentist told me the dipping, he's like, look, I ain't going to tell you that it's not unhealthy, but that's not what your problem is. Your problem's your heart. And somebody was telling me here a while back, well, quit dipping and slow it down. Fuck, I don't want to slow it down. I want it all to come out so I can just go ahead and get my dentures. Being poor sucks, man. Not being able to afford shit like that, but it is what it is. You're right, Petey boy. Everything does happen for a reason. All right, let me get these shaped a little bit. The only thing that does suck about it, for all of them years in my youth, I took care of my teeth so they'd last. Little did I know, it was all for nothing. Because I damn sure didn't take care of my heart. I won't even attempt to blame that on somebody else. You can't live like a... Now look at that. This piece I tape on, I can't even take it off. Like, it's stuck so good. I had to pop it loose though, because it wasn't lined up right. The handle was hanging off the edge here, so I had to pop it loose. But yeah, if you're ever in the market for good two-sided tape, Gorilla Glue brand is the way to go. I had beautiful teeth until my heart popped and I curved at the ground, woke up without front top. Was, oh shit. Yeah. I hate to hear that, Joe. Looks like that's the case with a bunch of us, though. Let's get these holes drilled. One thing about losing your teeth over heart problems, though, Joe, the one thing nobody else realizes if they haven't gone through it, Because your teeth become the last of your damn worries. Look, and you spend years wondering if you're going to make it to tomorrow or not. Whew, you quit worrying about it. So yeah, that's got the holes drilled in that one. So I'll take it home, separate these, epoxy them home, or epoxy them on, put pins in them, bring them back, get them finished shaped up. Brand new American, you ain't kidding. This shop is awesome. Meathead worked his ass off his whole life with the dreams of building his dream shop. And he, by God, did it, and I'm proud of him. And I'm fortunate enough that he allots me this little corner over here to use as long as I stay out of his way. So I'm really fortunate there. Yeah, I'm not going to mention who it was, but I was talking to another maker back about a year ago. I will never forget something he said to me. I've always been pretty appreciative and pretty thankful of what I've got and stuff that's done for me. But we were talking about the trials and tribulations of making, knife making, the money it costs, blah, 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 this and that. So anyway, he was just talking about his space and, where he was having to work and his poor lighting. And a little while later, I was complaining about something. I don't remember what it was, but, and he reminded me, he's like, hey man, not everybody's got a meathead. You're 100% right. You're 100% right there. And I'm fortunate to have a meathead that has my back the way he does. So I can't complain about anything. Jacob, I have not yet. I plan to tomorrow morning. That's the last touch I'm doing on yours, and then I'm shipping Monday. I was going to ship yesterday, and I realized that I didn't have a sharpening choil on yours or Soviet scooters. So now's a good time to let me know. Do you want it? Do you want a sharpening choil in it or not? I actually had it boxed up, but I've taken them both back out. And the only reason I did is because I knew Kyle would complain when he sharpened it if I didn't have a sharpening choil. So if you're asking because you don't want one, let me know. Or if you're asking, well, let me know either way, whether you want a sharpening choil or not. I think it needs one. I think all of them need one. It'll literally just take minutes. I just keep it cool and use a Dremel. Just cut a little sharpening choil in it. You do want one, okay. Well, I'll tell you, if I hadn't asked, you'd have got it regardless. So, so I'm glad you do. I've got something pretty nerve-wracking I've got to do today, guys. I debated whether or not I wanted to do it on camera. Because I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little nervous about it. But I was looking at the finish on my thugs that are going to Northern Knives, and I'm just not happy with them. The only issue is I've already had them lasered, and I kept using, well, they're already lasered as a reason to not try to refine the finish on the blade anymore. And I just feel like that's kind of a cop-out. If they need more refinement, they need more refinement, whether they've been lasered already or not. So I'm about to take them out and touch them up on this 120 grit belt. See if I can make them look a little better. And then I'll just take them back and have them relasered. So there's that. That was my main purpose for coming here today. Because I really need to get these knives shipped up to Alaska. But if I'm not happy with them, what makes me think the customer would be? That's just one. I've got 9 more, but I want to go from this to the Scotch-Brite belt and see what it looks like. If I can't make this one look any better, I mean, the other ones look good, don't get me wrong, I just want them to look better. So if I can't get an improvement on this one, I'll know not to go any further on the rest of them. That's one thing I enjoy about working with ProCut is there's little to no issues with the grind finish. It almost always comes out beautiful. Now let me clean it up. I've apparently contaminated my Scotch-Brite belt. It still works great, but I get a little bit of, I don't know, it gets something on the blade. It'll come off with alcohol. That's why I run that rubber thing across it to see if I could remove it, but it's still. How you doing, Michael Burrow? You kin to Joe? I'm sure you get sick of hearing that. Really not sure if that's an improvement or not, guys. Just not positive. I don't know what's going on outside, but every dog in the neighborhood is raising hell. See that? See that black? Like that's coming off the blade. And it got there. From that Scotch-Brite belt. If it were possible, I'd just go buy another one right now. But nobody sells them locally. do this a little bit at a time and see how it progresses before I decide if I want to do all of them or not. I don't know if I like it. I'm working on knives, sir. I got several here that I got some touch-up work and stuff to do on before they ship out. This is literally the hardest part. Making the knife is one thing, but the final finishing steps to make yourself happy with it, that's a whole nother ballgame, man. Here's one I'm mocking up the scales for today. To be honest, guys, I don't think I like that. I don't think I like the way that looks. You know, that may just be a personal opinion type thing, but every time I finish a blade past just leaving the grind lines in it, I'm never happy with it. Like, I just prefer grinding. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know if y'all can see it. I don't know if I'll ever get it in the right light. But I just like the satin grind lines better. Jacob, that's definitely possible. That's something we can make happen. I got to get caught up a little bit though, man. I've taken entirely too long on everybody's stuff lately, so. But I was kind of planning on doing some pro cut those to get the price down a little bit. I like them in true wear, but I could get the price down a little in pro cut. In case you're wondering why I keep moving from grinding on the platen to slack belt. I do have a very special thug coming up, but it's something I can't do a batch of. Like this guy bought the materials, but soon I'll be starting on a Damasteel carbon fiber thug. So, yeah. It's funny you mentioned that, Jacob. I've got some of the God of War here with the aluminum honeycomb in it. Now keep in mind, this is protruding out a little bit because it's thicker than the scale material. But you know, once I sand it down flat, it won't look like exactly like that. But I think that color combination is pretty awesome. Yeah, I just can't afford it, Bugsy. Like I couldn't afford to buy Damasteel, make the knife, and then put it out there and hope it sold. This guy approached me about it, and he's going to purchase the materials. You know, can't hardly turn a guy down if he's willing to buy the shit. So, you know, all I'll make off of it's my labor, whatever I charge for making the knife, which is fine. But yeah, I'm excited about it. I don't know what Paul Mills is going to think, because you know Paul's got to have the bougiest of everything I make. I've kind of figured him out too. He'll wait till I make some knives and be like, "Hey, I want one of those." Okay, but I want it in this. Okay. Yeah. I'm kind of excited about finishing this thing up for Meathead though, man. It's pretty badass. And hopefully everything I do from this point forward, I want to do in bolt-on scales. So that's going to be a whole nother learning curve I've got to figure out. I'm going to do everything in bolt-on scales. All right, I got to get back to grinding. Here we go. Sorry about the light streaks, guys. My phone's cracked right at the camera. What's up, Patina? What's up, Terry? Just doing some touch-up finish grinding. But I'm just not at all happy with my results so far. I've kind of learned in situations like this, when it doesn't seem to be going right, and I don't know why, about the worst thing I can do is keep going. Because then I'm just going to fuck them all up and make more work for myself in the end. And they're not fucked up, they're not ruined, I'm just not getting the result that I want. So I think I'm going to stop that for the time being and find something else to do, which I've got plenty to do, so that won't be an issue. I've also learned that there's certain things, especially when it's something I'm a little anxious about, there's certain things that I'm just better off not doing on camera. Like it adds to the anxiety. So maybe that's something I'll do later, or tomorrow, or something. I don't know. But it's like when I'm not getting the result that I'm looking for instantly, and I'm on camera, I feel like you guys know it and see it, and it makes me even more nervous. I get stage fright, I think is what I'm trying to say. Which sounds stupid, but we are talking about me, so. I think in the meantime, we'll just grind old meatheads. Big badass, whatever you want to call this thing. It says outdoor knife. Neil, I saw that, buddy. I appreciate it, man. I'd highlight it, but I don't know how on this mode. But I saw it, and I appreciate it very much. So let's just do some bevel grinding. Something I know I can do and not have to be anxious or nervous about it. Let me get my shit set up. Give me 1 second, guys. I just didn't feel like moving the camera, but I realized New Dad didn't put a sharpening tool in this one, so I did it for him. I gotta fill my water bucket up. My water's evaporated some. Coffee and pooping. Morning, everyone. Good morning. Whew. Whole foot starting to get sore already. Bring you out the bathroom with me. Fill up my water bucket. If it's a smaller knife, it wouldn't matter, but that one's so big, I gotta have it full to be able to dip it off. Tried to talk Meathead into grinding it, because he did everything else. And he passed. He told me he wanted me to do it, because that was the one thing he thought he couldn't emulate was good clean grinds. So. Well, that glare is just right in y'all's way, ain't it? Have to resituate. I'm gonna have to sit down. I ain't gonna be able to stand too much longer. I don't want to shorten my day too much. Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do with my foot, pretty fly. I tried not to talk about it too much, but I had MRI, had all my imaging done over a month ago, and because I go through the VA, I still haven't seen the doctor since. So I don't have an appointment until mid-February, or actually first week of February. But still, all this time I've spent just, I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing, in all honesty. This is going to take a little longer, guys. This is the thickest one I've done yet. I hope you get good news, Christy. Lord knows you can use some. But then again, in mine and Christy's age, you don't hope for good news. You just hope for whatever they're going to do about it. It's not all that bad. There is no good news anymore. Speaking of that, Crispy, a buddy of mine said something to me recently, last night actually, that really hit home. Kind of made me think of you a little bit too, because he's had a bunch of health issues too. And his exact words were, I haven't been healthy long enough to get used to it in a long time. I don't think he meant much by it. He almost said it in a joking manner. But, man, that really resonated with me. Because I'm the same way. That's been the story of my life for the past 10 years. I can't stay healthy long enough to get used to being healthy. Or healthy and happy. It certainly does, Tracy. What's up, Josh? I appreciate it. Yeah, that sucks pretty fast. They fly for a nice guy. We were just discussing that recently. I got in a fight about, I don't know, it's been probably 17 years ago. In the midst of that fight, I broke a table at the Waffle House. I hammer fisted a guy through it pretty much. And I went back to Waffle House the next day and paid them. Didn't argue with them about the bill or anything. Paid them the repair cost of the table. And city police showed up and arrested me. They didn't take me to jail. They just wrote me a court summons. So I go to court, and I didn't have the money to pay the fine at the moment. So they set me up on this thing called community, I don't remember what it's called. It's a finance program through the city pretty much. Come to find out, the city didn't run it. It was ran independently. And then, so I go in every week, pay my payment, it's like I'm supposed to. I've got all my receipts. And I was over $1,000 into paying this fine. And it's all over the news that the city's found out that this program is corrupt. They've been pocketing money. So I get a bill for the total balance. Like, this don't exist anymore. If you owe money, you pay it now or go to jail. So I go down there to pay it with my receipts. And I had enough money to pay what I knew I owed. And I get there, and their balance is about $700 different. They're saying I owe $700 more than what I owed. And I told them, I was like, well, that's because they've been putting the shit in their pocket and not posting it to my payment, just like y'all caught them doing. Y'all know they were doing it. But the bad part is none of that mattered. Even though I had the receipt showing where I paid it, didn't matter. I had to pay that or fucking go to jail. So I paid it, but it sucked. Yes, I'm that white trash. I got in a fight and broke the table at the Waffle House. Still banned from that Waffle House, by the way. Well, pretty fine when you knock a guy onto it and then hammer fist his face while it's laying on the table, you'd be surprised. They don't just break, they shatter into 1,000 pieces. Luckily, the old girl whose honor I was defending came down there with her credit card and paid the last part of that fine so I wouldn't have to go to jail. I would have never went back to the Waffle House the next day and paid for the table, but after me and the girl left, I realized I'd paid my tab with a debit card, so they knew who I was. I didn't even know it was raining. I can hear it now though. I gotta find my micrometers. Because of course I've lost them. They're usually laying right here by the grinder. I don't see them. I don't know where they went. I wonder how much easier my life would be if I got my shit together. It was like organized and stuff. We'll probably never know, just to be honest. Some bitch, y'all. Hey, maybe they had put them in that little box. Let me look in there. I didn't think about that. No, they ain't in there. Maybe today's just not the day. It's just not the day to be trying to get shit done. Everything I do, or attempt, is just not working out. I don't know. I mean, the grind's going fine. I just need to be able to measure it. And I can't without micrometers. I ain't got a damn clue where they went. I literally never take them off that table. Don't know why anybody would take them off that table. Shit, y'all. It is raining. Is it not raining at your house? There at KDX Garage. I am quickly running out of work time too. Every step I take, this foot is hurting more and more. Damn it. I can't just keep grinding. I'll end up fucking it up. Well, I didn't get as much done today as I wanted to. That's for sure. But I know if I keep going, I'll end up with this foot swollen up and have to lay in bed for 2 damn days. So I guess I'll call it. I don't know what else to do. Oh, it is raining at your house? An inch expected. I heard up to 5 inches some places in the state. Jason? Who redacted Cliff's message? Can I give a shout out to Riley VB? Sure, shout out Riley VB. Yeah, it's 70 degrees today, BNA. They downgraded the forecast. I got you. That's what I heard right before I walked in here. Oh, shit. I'm pretty disappointed in what I've got done. At the same time, I don't know. I don't think it'd be a good idea for me to push it any further. I did a good bit before I came on here, so maybe I'll just call it where it's at. Try to come back tomorrow. I don't guess I got much choice. Anyway, well, you guys have a good one. I'll see y'all soon. Take it easy, people.